Hi, and welcome to episode 14 of Stuttering Demystified. We're still on season 1. So excited to share this episode. I am Lori Melnitsky. I am director of All Island Speech and Stuttering Therapy. I am a specialist in stuttering, and today I would love to share with you my 3 favorite things to do with preschoolers who stutter, with preschoolers to develop language. And I hope these things really help you. I'm so excited about it. One thing I've learned from working with preschool children is that they like to have fun. And I am a therapist that loves having fun because, to be honest with you, when I was in school, besides the fact that I stuttered also, I was not the best student in my middle school or high school years at all. And actually not till I got to grad school. I've always suspected that I have inattentive ADHD because it's something that runs in our family also. So I got bored fairly easily, and I learned I feel differently. And the more my brain was stimulated, the more I learned, and the more innovative my thinking was. So, what are 3 great fun things to do with preschoolers who stutter? Because if you're a speech pathologist, we're very programmed to meet a child, to develop goals, and then to find like 2 activities that work and write down what the progress was. And with stuttering, we're dealing with more. It's more complex. So the first thing I like to do is, if I'm on the 1-word level, are games like Spot It, or games like Uno, or games like Barnyard Bingo. And name an animal. You can name their color. You can name the shape. You can name where they live. So that's number 1. So Barnyard Bingo, Uno, matching games, superhero matching games, label Lego figures. I love to do things like that. Number 2, as they get into more language, narratives. Sometimes it's common to forget that young kids don't really understand conversation well. Even if I meet a child and the parent says, wow, and if you're a parent, my child has great language. And they might be like 18 months old and they're speaking in 3-word sentences, but they might have the narrative. They might not have the narrative or the sequential development yet. So what do I mean by that? So if your child goes out and they go to a zoo, they may come back and say, oh, I saw a zebra. But then they want to tell you, I saw a zebra. The zebra was black and white. The zebra went over to the elephant. Wow, that was so funny. Well, if there's stuttering, if there's apraxia, if there's anything else mixed in, it starts to mix it up a little bit. And they don't have the sequential development, which also comes with literacy, to say what happened first, what happened next, what happened last. So sometimes I like to do things like story cubes. A lot of these things are on Amazon. I like to put out figures, Captain America, and an apple and a house. So what happened? Captain America put the apple in the house. So I like to do things like that. You can do that with stickers also, and you can make a story. You could do it with stamps. You can hide things around the room. You can turn off the lights, and you can put out use a flashlight. So that's number 2. And number 3, what I love to do is to get into longer stories. And these are for your older kids, like Guess Who, or Guess What It Is, or Headbands, or Hide the Characters. Where are they? I personally have a tremendous amount of bobbleheads. I collect them. Some of my older kids are not happy with me because I took the bobbleheads actually out of the box, and they say they're not worth money. But I love them. I just, love using them in therapy. You can do, action words. So when we're working on stuttering, a lot of kids have comorbid issues happening. They have oral motor issues. They can't pronounce sounds. They're having trouble with narratives. We want to get other things kind of like mixed in here. It's very important because our job is not only to increase fluency, decrease stuttering. Our job is to make the children we treat better communicators. And if you're a parent, our goal is to make them confident communicators by praising their message. The more times kids get, and especially if a child is from a large family, the more time they can get one-on-one, the more time they have to allow more time speaking, to not feel pressured. And remember, we don't ever want to say stop, slow down, relax, because when you tell someone to relax, even if they're getting a massage and they're on the beach in Hawaii, if you tell someone to relax, the automatic response is like, oh, and then they're going to, believe it or not, they're going to tense up. So that's the automatic response. So the idea is to listen to their message, to allow one-on-one time, and that's the goals. So again, your 3 main thing is you want to label things, find fun things you can label. You can put stickers around the house, not necessarily on walls, but you can put them on index postcards. I will sometimes put them on index cards, and we'll kind of hide them. We can do matching, we can do Uno, we can do Barnyard Bingo, we can do Pop the Pig, we can do Candyland. Number 2 is to get them into some like basic storytelling. And number 3, again, is to use more advanced language. So I hope this really helps you. If you're a speech pathologist, or if you're even a parent interested, my preschool stuttering course is being offered. I'm going to drop the link below. It is discounted for the next week. If you're a speech pathologist, it's good for 2.2 ASHA CEUs, which is if you're a ASHA certified therapist, these can be used. If you're not, you'll get a certificate anyway. So I hope these really helped you. If you want to add another game in the comments, it's fine. And thank you so much for listening to this episode.